Hello, and thank you for joining me. This video is going to be my 7 primary chakra, distance Reiki session, total balancing, and also speaking on each individual chakra. I'll tell you what you might be feeling should one of the chakras be over or under energized, because they can go either way. It can be too open or blocked or closed off. I'm going to talk to you about some things that you can do to keep each chakra balanced and show you just 3 stones for each chakra that I find work very well. I kind of went with the color coding to keep it very simple. So I hope that you find this information beneficial to you. If you've never watched one of my videos before, I'm a Master Teacher Reiki Practitioner. I work out of the New York City area. I'm available to see clients in Manhattan and Brooklyn, and I'm now opening up to doing home sessions like bringing the bed, bringing the table and everything in Staten Island and Jersey. And if you'd like to connect on social media, you can do that either on Snapchat, Facebook, or Instagram. Or you can get in touch with me through my website, which is INNATE.com. There you can see the services that I offer. Reach out to me if you have a question or anything like that. Or make a donation if you're so inclined. I don't have a Patreon, so I just have the donation site there. So, okay, done with that. Let's talk about these chakras. There's a ton of chakras throughout our body, above our body, below our body. But we all tend to focus on the 7 primary chakras. That depicts a good picture of how we're doing at any given time when we get our chakras read or we work to balance them and whatnot. So I'm sure you've seen this image of the chakras on your body. They are red, it goes like the Roy G. Biv, red being root, orange being sacral, yellow being solar plexus, green being heart, blue throat, indigo third eye, and purple or white crown. All right, so let's start with the root chakra. That's a great place to start. We're going to build our way up. All right, well, the root chakra is our very primal needs chakra. This chakra has to do with safety as a living being, safety as food, water, shelter, very primal needs. You could say that the 3 lower chakras, roots, sacral, and solar, are all chakras that have to do with us and not with our connection with other people. That might not be the exact best way to put it, but you'll see what I mean as I get into it more. So as far as primal needs goes, if you're feeling a lot of stress, if you're feeling very susceptible to stress, if you're feeling very low vibratory energy, emotions, fear, anxiety, not feeling settled, not feeling safe, not feeling protected, not feeling supported, those are all be indications that your root chakra needs some balancing and some energy. It would seem to be under energized at that point. When our root chakra is over energized, we would be feeling a lot of anger. So as if the under energized would kind of make us pull in and retreat and be fearful, and if you're going to do like fight or flight, it would be flight, like just scared and nervous and not being able to like accompany anything or process things as easily, not being able to like connect with the earth and feel grounded as well. Whereas over energized, we would feel anger, we'd feel fight, we'd feel very combative and closed off in that aspect, closed off in a sense that we're ready to just like push everybody else out of the way, not make any true connections, just feel very angry and rageful. And so you're negative, but you're energized negative, as opposed to being negative and kind of under energized negative, if that can translate. The best thing about this chakra, it's so easy to get this one balanced because it is the basic. We should all have this one balanced for the most part. It gets out of balance, but it's easy to keep balanced. Basically, exercise, like as primal as you can get, like, and it could be anything that you want to. Dancing, jogging, lifting weights, anything that puts you really in your body, get your blood pumping, gets you increasing your oxygen intake, and all things that just make your physical body, you're in it, you know. Some stones that I have picked out for the sacral chakra I have this smoky quartz point. Great for removing negativity, great for connecting you with the earth. This one is terminated, so it's pointy. I guess you could say it's double terminated almost. I mean, it is kind of a little pointy shape on the end. This one is, like I said, great for negativity. It can connect you with the earth. If you were holding this near your root chakra, you could hold it facing down and picture all like the negative energy like flowing out of you. Or you could turn it around and point it kind of facing in, so you're bringing up that earth energy. Another great way to stay balanced is to just go outside, sit in the grass, in the dirt, put your feet in the sand, lay down on the earth, and just the magnetism of the earth really like pull out negativity and just connect you and balance you. We just all feel so much better when we connect with the earth for a little bit, with nature, with the solid ground. Here's a piece of red jasper, another very earthy stone. And here is a piece of fire agate. So these are all some good choices for your root chakra. There are a myriad of good choices for your root chakra, or any of your chakras for that matter. Some of these chakras work well with, or some of these stones work well with other chakras too. I'm just showing you a very basic example of some stones that you could work with. All right, so our sacral chakra is located, if I didn't mention, the root is located at the very tip of your torso, the end of your body, so to speak, not your legs obviously, but your the end of your torso. Your sacral chakra is located about 2 or 3 inches below your belly button, and it has a lot to do with, it's our joy center, it's our creativity center, and it's our emotional center. So since it represents all of those aspects for us, when it's under energized, you're going to feel that those areas being negative and under energized, so you're not going to feel very creative. You're going to feel like emotionally unstable, in the sense that you feel kind of, maybe not unstable is the right word for that one, but when your sacral is under energized, you don't feel connected with people so easily. You don't feel all that excited to get connected with people or get excited about anything, about creating, about having fun. You're just kind of like blah and like kind of reclusive in that sense. Where if it's over energized, you might be kind of manic in our emotional state, like feeling our highs super high and our lows super low. So instead of being flatlining like we would kind of be emotionally if it was under energized, it's more like going crazy, if you could picture it that way. Some great ways to keep our sacral chakra balanced are really simple. Again, this is another simple level kind of one. First, get creative. That could be anything. That could be cooking a creative meal or something you haven't tried before. That could be just doodling, like literally just doodling is a great way. A coloring book, something as simple as like what you would do with like a toddler or a preschooler. Those are great ways to kind of just let it start flowing out of you. If you don't think you're creative, if you know you're creative, then you know what you want to do. But if you don't think you're creative, you are, and you're just not really giving yourself the credit for being creative. You have to find what flows from you, what's a natural way for you to express that creativity. Writing, your makeup, how you dress, like it could be all kinds of different things. It doesn't have to be, I'm an artist, I create, like that kind of thing. So those are some things to keep in mind. Another way to keep this chakra balanced is emotional awareness and being aware of our emotions and developing a sort of discipline on our emotions. I know I say this all the time, but there's an emotional ladder, you could call it, where, there's negative emotions and positive emotions. Obviously, we want to be in the positive emotion state because that's where we draw more positivity to us, and that sounds better, right? So if we're feeling lower, like jealousy or hate or like really nasty kind of emotions, just developing an awareness of where we are on this ladder. Okay, we're kind of as low as we can get on this ladder. Let's try to raise ourselves up. Climbing to, frustrated instead, or annoyed or indifferent, and moving our way slowly but surely up this ladder. It takes time to be able to climb the ladder quickly. It could take days for us when we're first starting. When we're first starting, awareness is great. That's a great place. But we'll move, once we finally move to like a sense of gratitude for whatever lesson this situation has caused us to learn, whatever growth we've experienced from it, things like that. We're able to get to this place of gratitude, and there we can rest easy. We're finally in the positive kind of range. Okay, and joy. Joy is another one. Do something that you love. Do something that makes you you feel you're having fun and just enjoying something. That could be anything. That could be taking a walk, taking a hike. That could be doing something nice for someone. That could be, you know, rearranging your desk or whatever brings you some sense of joy. Let yourself feel it and be there for it. So I want to show you some stones that I have picked out for our sacral chakra. This is a piece of peach moonstone. Really, any moonstone would be great for your sacral because, again, it's our emotional center, and there's also a level of intuition there, like our gut instincts and things like that. Moonstone is an intuitive stone and emotional and nurturing stone, so we want to make sure we have patience and support in that area, so that's why I chose this one. This is a piece of peach aventurine, which is dubbed the whisper stone. It's soft and soothing. It kind of quiets those like negative voices so that we can kind of refresh or just take a step back and then kind of climb that ladder or something like that. And here is a piece of leopard skin jasper. This could go probably for root or even solar or sacral. This one I really love for a means of getting in touch with, I don't want to say our animalistic side, but our intuitive side in a primal kind of way, in a evolving primal kind of way, if that makes sense. So those are the stones I chose for that. Alright, now we're going to move to our solar plexus. I'm sorry I'm rushing through these so much. I just want to make sure that I get it all in there. It's a lot to take in. Okay, so our solar plexus is a little bit below our sternum. Basically kind of like where our ribs meet, the pit of our stomach, you could say. It's represented by the color yellow. And it is our place of personal power, confidence, personal energy. When it's balanced, we're feeling like we're getting stuff done, we have drive and determination, and we're just very focused and energized and carrying on and carrying out the things that we actually want to do. So let's say we have all this creativity in our sacral chakra and we're moving it up to our solar plexus. This is where we get the energy to actually express, to bring into something tangible, to bring into our world. So the solar plexus is a really important one, and should you have any that you feel are out of balance, and the solar is one of them, I would suggest working on this one first, because sometimes it's such a powerful one that sometimes it can kind of knock the others into the right place, if that makes sense. If our solar plexus is feeling, or if it's underbalanced, you might be feeling a lack of confidence, not following through with things, not getting things done. Not really feeling so hot, feeling that you know, we have all these ideas of things that we have like these lists of things we want to check off our list. When we don't have the energy to get them done, they don't get done, then we beat ourselves up more about us not accomplishing these, you know, what we might call either simple or elaborate tasks. It doesn't really matter. When you don't get something done that you want to get done, it rocks your confidence again, and it kind of just like cycles around and just has us feeling low and like we're not really getting anywhere. We're either spinning our wheels or we feel lazy in a negative way. I mean, it's all good to have a lazy day once in a while, but like a negative lazy. Whereas if it's over energized, we will probably be feeling very ego driven, probably materialistic, probably not really taking other people's feelings at all into consideration. Just kind of driving on this very like me kind of attitude. We're probably abrasive to others, whether we realize it or not. And those are some examples of the over-energized solar plexus. So some stones I picked out. Some stones I picked out for the solar plexus is this piece of yellow fluorite. It's very energizing. It's good for working with others, so it helps to keep our ego in check. Here's a little cube of pyrite. And here's its small citrine, natural citrine point. Citrine's a great stone for the solar plexus. It's sun energy, it's solar and warm, and just a very energizing, really fun stone. I absolutely love citrines. Some ideas to keep your solar plexus balanced. Sunlight is a good one. You can get some sun and visualize it kind of fueling you up like a battery, or have it as if like you're kind of covered in like dry mud, like a face mask or something. Feel the sun kind of like drying it up and crackling it off, and just like underneath you're this like golden being or whatever. Those are some fun ways. Another thing is like working with people to kind of be productive, but also be humble and express that type of thing. Speak your truth, use your power, use your confidence, get things done. A great way is if you're making that list, feel good about when you cross stuff off, and try to stick to those lists and follow through with things, and that will keep your confidence going and make you realize like, oh, I'm capable, So those are some ways to keep that balanced. All right, so now we're going to talk about the heart chakra. Now here's where we start to really connect with other people. Here we've moved from, if you picture this kind of Neanderthal kind of timeline of the root moving up to like an ascended being the ground or something. Here's where we start to kind of stand upright, you could say. The heart is our biggest projector. The field of energy that comes out from our heart is enormous, even compared to the one in our crown. It extends far beyond our body, and we're able to control it as well. We can send out love, we can send out positive energy, and it all comes from our heart. The heart is the first organ that's formed when we're in utero. Like, that's how important it is. It's more important than the brain. It's crazy if that sounds. It's the heart that gets all this going. It's also the center chakra, so there's 3 below it and 3 above it. So it's just the nexus of where these meet, and it's a very, very important chakra. It's actually the one that I see to be blocked or under energized the most often when I'm working with people. So if you feel like your heart chakra is out of balance, don't worry about it. It's one of the hardest ones to be balanced. Should your heart chakra be under energized, you probably feel closed off to people. You probably feel like it's hard for you to make connections. It's hard for you to love. You probably feel very judgmental of yourself, and it extends to all the people you encounter in all the situations. We're very judgmental and critical when our heart chakra is blocked or closed off in any way. So should the heart chakra be over energized, which is not the most common, we're probably feeling too attached to people. We're probably fostering some codependency, or too quick to just give our love away, too quick to jump into relationships, too eager for these friendships and things like that. Seeing past all the things that are negative in someone, like in a way that wouldn't be beneficial for us. So let's say you meet a new person, you're on the market. You meet a new person, they buy you a drink, they take you for a walk in the park, you guys do something together, and all and you're learning all this stuff, and these are red flags that are coming up for you, but you don't even care. You're just like, this is what I want, I don't care. That would be a sign that your heart chakra is too open. So, some stones that I picked out for our heart chakra. One is malachite. This one is very powerful. It's a very powerful energy amplifier. This one, chrysoprase. I've been working with this one a lot lately. I've been having a very emotional September, so I've been really nurturing, really nurturing myself, and this is one of the ways I'm doing it. This is such a lovely stone for healing our hearts, for just real gentleness and compassion for ourselves, and not being blind to things, but being right in a good sweet spot. And here's a piece of hiddenite. It's kind of like a gemmy piece. I've seen some Hiddenites that are more on the cloudy side. This is just a very beautiful piece of Hiddenite, another great one for our heart chakras. So a great way to keep your heart chakra balanced, first, please let me say that all of these chakras benefit from meditation. So I'm kind of excluding the meditation thing for the most part, but they all are very benefited by meditation. Other ways to work on our heart chakra to keep it balanced. Be around green, like if you can, be around a lot of green leaves and trees. If it's winter, get some plants for your windowsill, take care of them, nurture them, treat them well, and it starts to build like a loving relationship as well. Do nice things for people without expecting anything in return. I recently had a conversation with a friend about this because I needed to recommend something to him. He's a really nice and generous person, but when it comes to certain things, he seems like closed off. Like, you know, obviously in New York, there's a lot of homeless people here, and I never saw, like, we all give at some points, and I had never seen him give anything, and I like brought it up to him. Not that that matters, we all have our personal choices, etc. But I told him, do it for you. Like, if you have a 5 on you and you want to tip your, you know, the barista, like tip her $5 for, you know, making your coffee that was less than $5, or buy somebody something who's in line behind you, or, you know, give $5 away. Stick $5 in someone's windshield wiper. Do something that you know is like, you're not going to be repaid for this. Do it for yourself. I know that this is kind of conflicting, but I think that all of our good deeds are done for ourselves. Like, sure, we have things that we do that we know we won't be repaid by, but we enjoy them. Like, let yourself enjoy that feeling of being generous and giving and loving and open to receiving love, open to accepting love and giving love. I'm all crazy. So those are some very great ways to keep our heart chakra balanced. And work on your ego. Work on, am I projecting right now? Am I being too critical? Am I judging this person? Do I have really high standards that these people cannot live up to, and I'm just being very, very judgmental because I have high standards for myself, etc. Those are all things that benefit us when we're trying to keep that chakra balanced and open. Okay, so our throat chakra, this is represented by the color blue. It is where our knowledge, our center of communication, not only the communication that we express, and that obviously is not just verbally, that's, you know, our body language, that's the vibes that we send in some cases, that's, you know, through typing and expressing ourselves in all means. Not only that, but how we receive, how we pick up on things, how we decipher, you know, what someone truly means when they say something. Because, like, let's say, like in the States and in American English, there's a lot of different meaning between the same sentence. It just depends on our inflection. So, you know, we could say like, oh yeah, or like, oh yeah. You know, like you can the same things can mean different things. So it's kind of where we pick up on stuff like that. This is a very important chakra. Having this balance is so important to me. When this chakra is under energized, you might be feeling that you're not speaking your truth, that you're either interpreting pretty much everything that comes at you in this negative light, or you're saying it, you're doing it, you're moving, your actions are in this negative kind of way. You're not connecting, you're missing each other through communication. You're not being expressed, and you're not interpreting things in the correct way, and it turns into this like negative and kind of weak way of doing it. Whereas if it's overactive, you probably just say whatever's on your mind, which, you know, bless you, I get it, but it's always good practice to think about what you're going to say, because you cannot take words back. You cannot undo the pain that you've done to someone with your words. Those play a huge impact on everyone, and we really need to be more considerate of what comes out of our mouths, how our body language is, how we roll our eyes, or the faces that we make, or our actions, and all things like that. So, in that over-energized way, it's very harsh. It's not effective. You know when someone emails you and it's in all caps and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, you can't even read the email because you're like, why are you yelling at me? Like, 90 to 100% of the time, that person's not yelling at you. They're just typing with the caps locks on. But this is how, like, these little miscommunications happen. I'm just trying to give you an example of something that's, like, very simple, but it's too much. It's not going to be received. Just like when we're yelling in an argument, no matter how perfect what we choose to say is, the yelling and the tone that we use makes a huge difference. So, like, let's tone it down, So here are some blue stones that I chose for our throat chakra. My favorite for the throat is sodalite. You may have seen me wearing like a pendant that I wear a lot when I'm speaking. I'm not wearing it now, which is why I'm like blah, blah, blah. But sodalite is an excellent stone for our throat chakra. I absolutely love it for that communication. This is a piece of blue calcite, a great one for our throat, for removing blockages there, to like get through anything that's just like holding it back, that we're not being able to like say what we mean. We may be being kind of meek along those lines, something like that, or we're just kind of saying things in this negative tone. And please keep in mind, this is not even our expression with the universe, with the environment, with the people we love, with the people we have to share this space with, but also the things that we tell ourselves, which is so hugely important. So if your thoughts, if what you're saying is constantly negative to yourself, please try to do something about that, because it's definitely impairing you. It's not doing you any good. And here's a beautiful piece of blue topaz. It's a very pale blue. And I just love this one for the throat chakra as well. Okay, so let's talk about our third eye. Our third eye is represented by the color indigo, and it's, more or less like, when the third eye is it's our place of intuition, of knowing, of seeing the big picture and seeing how things play out and the courses of cause and effect, and understanding karma, and understanding, that's a great word for it. This kind of deep-seated knowing that we have within us. So when it's under-energized, we're not tapping into that. We're not tapping into that sort of understanding that we should have about the world around us, about the other people that we're in it with, the animals and plants that we're in it with. Just a better grasp on this big picture, almost we are all one, like just these basic, I'm saying basic, but they're not basic because not everyone is there. I feel like you guys are kind of there, because or else like that's how you kind of get to this channel. You like have, you're curious, that's a great part of our third eye, is curiosity. So if it's under energized, we just don't care. We're going about our day, kind of in that zombie mode where we're just like, okay, wake up, do this, come on, and repeat, and we're not expanding, we're not looking to expand, we're not looking for more sources of information, we're not, reading books that interest us. We're just kind of stuck in this very, very typical state, this very simple state, and we're not seeing and grasping the depth of what we truly are. Okay, so if it's over-energized, it might just be like too much, where you start to almost get these like conspiracy ideas. It's like, oh, well, I heard this song on the radio and that told me that, this, not to say that like songs can't be signs, like sure, definitely. But I'm just trying to think of things that, kind of art would be like reading the signs too much. Like, for example, and like, again, who's to say? I remember there was like a girl who broke into like Brad Pitt's house or something like a while ago. I don't even know why I'm remembering this right now. And she said that she followed the signs, like the colors of the lights that were near his house told her to come in, and all this like stuff. And it's like, okay, but like, aren't you kind of trespassing? Like, aren't you like, I mean, maybe this was a lesson for her to learn. I don't mean it like that, but like I'm saying, it's like taking it too far. It's not beneficial to you. You kind of get lost in all of it. There are so many levels out there of all of this spiritual and all kinds of stuff that's going on. I'm not denying that. When you try to absorb it all and participate in all of it all at once, like that will make you crazy. Like that will make you lose your damn mind. We don't want that, you know. We want to be productive and comfortable and able to play this game and able to play this game and just interact and, you know, do the things that we need for expansion and growth, but not so much it's like taking a drink out of a fire hydrant and we're like drowning ourselves, you know. So some stones I picked out for the third eye. I have this lepidolite. It's really beautiful. It's kind of like a fancier piece of lepidolite. So this is like a mica, but it's been very compacted or something because it's very solid. This is not flaky at all. Here we have a really sweet little Veracruz amethyst. Great for just great. I love these so much. It's just so beautiful. And here is a piece of covalite. It's a very dark blue. And it has some pyrite in it, which is the gold. So those are some stones that you could use to keep when you're doing some meditation, or if you want to choose some jewelry. Like, I'm just showing these stones for that reason, so you can get an idea of what you can work with if you like that, if you like using that as a tool. So some ways, the best way for our third eye, I know I said that meditation is great for all of them, but meditation really is the best for the third eye area. And just having a mental discipline, looking beyond the curtain without, you know, ripping all the curtains down and making yourself a cocoon of the curtain and like tying yourself up and like never to be seen again. We don't want to do that. It's a balance. It's a healthy balance of the mind and the fact that we are primal, we are physical, we are interacting in this world, we are here to make it better. I totally believe that. I'm not saying, you know, to look like, oh yeah, you think that conspiracy is real? Oh, that can't be true. I don't mean it like that. I just mean like, don't let it make you crazy, because you're not going to help anyone if it makes you crazy. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the crown chakra. This is the chakra that connects us with spirit. It is, the best way to put it is that it's connecting this all as one, this love, this our higher self, where we're guided from our crown and connecting that way. We receive and send from our crown, and we receive and send from our root. So it's just this like polar connection. We are spiritual beings. Should this chakra be under energized, you're probably not feeling all that spiritual. You might be feeling kind of depressed in that type of aspect of not knowing, you know, or an anxiety of like what lies beyond this world and things like that. If it's over energized, I don't really see that much, but if it's over energized, you'll probably just be not grounded, just like very hard for you to come down and be grounded and be in the primal state that we're supposed to be experiencing here. It's just like kind of being like, oh, like up here forever. Kind of another example of like being a little too far gone, you know. We want to be grounded. So you're not typically grounded if your crown chakra is overactive. Some stones that I have picked out for the crown are this piece of apophyllite. It's kind of like a clustery apophyllite piece. Howlite is an excellent one for when we're going to sleep. It's very dreamy and connects us again to the spirit, to this other dimension and things. And here's a piece of rutilated quartz with golden rutile. And this one kind of connects us again to the higher self, this almost like angelic realm, this astral kind of plane. So I chose that for this. You could use purple stones or violet stones for the crown if you're just going by color. I chose the white and clear. Okay. Whew. That was a lot to say. All right, so let's get our seed, our smudge going. So we're gonna start our distance Reiki. Here's a little piece of Palo Santo. I love getting messages from you guys that you've went out and sought Palo Santo. It's really cool. I'm glad that you're being able to experience it, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. do a smudge. And I'll say this again in case this is the first time you're watching one of my videos. When you do Reiki 2, you learn how to send Reiki beyond time and space. It's not linear. This energy is not linear. And you can use a proxy for that means, for the means of sending, to have something to focus on. That could be a doll, that could be a drawing of like a human shape, all kinds of stuff like that. So for my proxy, when I'm making these videos, is this tripod camera with the eye, tripod legs, mic, ears, etc. So if you're curious on why I'm doing this, that's why I do it this way. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start at the root and work our way up to the crown. If you choose to accept this chakra balancing distance Reiki, please just say either aloud or to yourself, I accept this Reiki session. I would wish for, I'm accepting of my chakras being balanced. I allow this, I accept, etc. We rub our hands together to bring the energy to our hands. It's not necessary, but I like to do it. Okay, now I don't need to aim like all over the body for that. I'm just going to be sending this way if you're curious. Okay, so we're going to start with the root. We are safe. We are supported by the universe. We are taking care of our bodies. We are honoring our physical selves and our primal nature. Focusing on the sacral chakra. We are emotionally stable. We are joyful. And we are creators. Up to the solar plexus. We are confident, capable, successful. We live in abundance. We are humble. And we know our true power. To the hearts, we express unconditional love of self. We do not criticize, we do not judge. We are loving, compassionate, patient. We are generous, giving. We are love. For the throats, we express ourselves effectively. We communicate with ease, with grace. We let our intellect shine. And we observe in correct ways. We know what is being expressed to us. We get it. For the third eye, we are intuitive. We are knowing. We are eternal. We are ancient. We are full of knowledge and understanding. And the crown. We are spirit. We are connected. We are a drop in the ocean of the universe, of collective consciousness. We are all one. Now we do a fluffing of the aura, like sweaty, do a fluffing of the aura to make it thick and dense and impenetrable and protective, just like, you know, when you're a kid and you would, or still, I still do this, you roll up in a blanket and you're just like all safe and cocoony. It's kind of like that. It's like your personal blanket. So we fluff the aura. And we comb it through, which removes any debris. Okay. Then we comb it through to remove anything stuck in our auric field and also just smooth out our aura, because it likes to be smooth and uniform in a sense, you could say. Okay, wonderful. I hope that you enjoyed that. Hope you found it somewhat beneficial or relaxing, because again, this channel is kind of about helping us to relax, and that's why I kind of include the ASMR part in this, because I think that it kind of gets us to that state of peace and comfort and preparation for just, you know, enjoying our day more, or our evening. So thank you so much for subscribing, liking, commenting. I would love to hear about, you know, if you find the state of your how you find the state of your chakras to be. If you're struggling with any chakras, maybe I have some more ideas. I really try to get back to everyone in the comments. You know, I am human, but I try my best. So if you have anything, you know, feel free to leave me something there. And yeah, thank you so much. Namaste.